Etafana for what in summer ekoso. To say can Ofori-Atta issue na abane de aban renye na adwin say o jemu amanako because o sika afa papa ne nsema na Ghana ye ten continent ten penten ye priska de chechiro man ya na ba bi owo bia e wo say aban we de eye Ofori-Atta eba na special prosecutor etoto na say bone de a ye Jesus keni nyina afiri no hodom. And now Abana is serious to the sense that ordering an attorney general to file a process for Interpol na abrutue for police for the national what do you call it, the criminal for no more for papa nembra because we are rare you be who on so I be who. And so far as this process now at hand on air course on idea baby Ofori-Atta chebia papa no obeba be kan say yet me agi sika na ensama air course on they two dwana no and in some way na akoso winim sa broche for no so do munyina ate and ye be paste papa na picture no baby o shebia Interpol international investigating and criminal no omodo munyina be
enu bi na ato Ken Ofori-Atta no Ken Ofori-Atta bae omo taught no as a Yale graduate so we say later cry be who no Achimota school transcript and not as a 9 in chains but somehow no he managed to get to Yale. Only God knows how he found his way there. And the results of the 9 in chains we saw from Achimota school was what we saw when he became the finance minister. You also saw how badly he handled the economy. And see, Ken Ofori-Atta say oyari na we took wine. Special prosecutor also say Osheno, wanted man, dead or alive. He's wanted to come and answer questions on about 4 projects that he has his fingers in. And I don't see why say if Ken Ofori-Atta is innocent, why he should running away from if anything the special prosecutor. The answers that the special prosecutor is looking for is with Ken Ofori-Atta. You see, Mugabe, at a point when Ken Ofori-Atta was seriously ill, he left his position and went to the US, I think for a liver transplant or something. We all saw him. He had swollen face and everything. Nyamincha ade otumi koje treatment in no bar back alive. But even at that point, Ken Ofori-Atta did not run away, even at the point where he was seriously ill and needed a new liver. Ken Ofori-Atta was still in the country and held on to his position as a finance minister. And the minim yaria West saying liver transplant no occur through on to mean back to Ghana. I mean Ghana prosecutor I believe that he's not going to keep him here forever. He needs him for investigation. And see what better say Abia 2 days now your interview you give your answer. Now you can go back for your whatever treatment. Whatever treatment. And then there's Assembly Maker say he needs to come and answer. He has his reputation on the line. And his people are saying that Bakubi Amete your friend is Nanabina, son your friend, fat guy or say here special prosecutor or no for plane enko landing. Now uncle interview your friend is saying Ken Ofori-Atta was landing, and I find that very ridiculous. Somebody who has been accused of stealing money, engaged in corruption, share $58 million now. Ken Ofori-Atta the share as I say National Cathedral ni muno. Wow. $58 million anka etumisi 38 million po tumisi hospital Emma like even a specialist hospital for Ken Ofori-Atta to be getting his treatment from Ghana instead of going to US or to the UK to go and get treatment now that he is sick. As finance minister, how many clinics or hospitals did Ken Ofori-Atta build? But today that Ken Ofori-Atta is sick, Ken Ofori-Atta is abroad in the US or the UK, wherever he's hiding in his rat hole, getting medical treatment. How about you and I? Mugabe, would you have money to go to the US to go and get treatment? I don't think so. And teacher said, Ken Ofori-Atta Bugana for Kwasia. Wasai Sikano, and no yare no. Sikana we no odi bi akọ na odi kwa kwasa no ho yare. So these are the kind of leaders that we had under Nanado. People are saying say yegu Ken Ofori-Atta enimase by declaring him, in fact yegu Ghana enimase by declaring him wanted. Woni wana na wegu Ghana enimase. It happened in Nigeria. There was a finance, I think it was a female energy minister. Or no so Orieska. She was hiding in London. Omo kotri ni by Emma ni bestandi trial. Say engu AFN is saying in China, when you engage in corruption in China, the sentence is death. And to say Ken Ofori-Atta are engaging in corruption and stealing. How does that affect? In fact, it raises Ghana's corruption index. Say Ghana, the government of Ghana is actually fighting corruption. And see, Ghana hasn't disgraced anybody, or the country hasn't been disgraced because special prosecutor. Who is he? What Victor Solomon ended up in prison. He was not a finance minister, Victor Solomon. He was sick. Deputy finance. They locked Victor Solomon up in Sawam, even though he had a heart problem. The man ended up dying.
Yes.
The man died.
Check out what they did.
How different is Ken Ofori-Atta from Victor Solomon? Anani Dino is different. He has to be treated special, and Victor Solomon is from where? He doesn't deserve any better treatment. Ken Ofori-Atta, you are wanted. You have to calm down. And you asked about the process by which he should be brought down. I mean, the Attorney General must file the processes. Has to start there. Now that he has been declared wanted, Interpol must come in. They have to file red alert and give it to the various. Say, I was say Attorney General, file processes. No, you can't just go and bring him down. And see, Interpol, they'll have to bring in Interpol.
We Ken Ofori-Atta wanted. We not to sumami. Baby, almost in any color.
Yeah.
Unam land in Abia Ocean or Dawson Market, and I say East Street Market, Ocean or Tottenham, and I Camberwell Green. And now we shall know Lewisham, Una Manchester, now Hunu, Liverpool, Coventry, Bristol, baby, I'll be Hunibia, America, France, Washington, DC, say Massachusetts, say Boston, and I say more New York, Bronx, and in the Patrimony, Omokosi, Omonomotape, New Jersey, one it on a yana much a catch is our area sitting in our Timu Ken Ofori-Atta with a enemy, Namoma Nimono, apa, Nitino, Hana, or Tarden and Son about you say, if was a special prosecutor.
Yeah, and see what he has to do is that he has to let the Attorney General file the processes with Interpol. Now Interpol the Bema all borders. Almost when the receiving country gets the information, then they would then give it to local police, because local police can't in the country that
America
local police will be the enforcers. And see, I mean, once they get the international alert, it will be on all borders. Or crossing border, there will be needing bemu ana neni pop paper ana ne biometric pop na needing pop up pe. There will be a red alert. And no, they want to mean pa border bia ho. But then if you want to enforce it now, the government must give it to. When you give it to the government, let's assume he's hiding in the US. So they give it to the US. They give it to the US government, and then the US government, whoever is in charge, they have to give it to find where he is. So once they find where he is, then they'll send local police. They'll give the local.
Easy to get to know.
Oh yes, it's easy because Oroder, I'm sure Oroder, you must have entered an address at which he is going to stay. And see, I mean, well, the US is big, but they can still find him if they want to find him. So then the local police would go and get him and then bring him back to Ghana.
To say now we are feeling family, everyone.
Feeling it. They are feeling the heat. Power no more enjoy now more feel heat.
Power expiring date.
Power expiring date. That's why you have to treat people nicely. That's why when people are telling you, say, we are hungry, things are not going well, you listen to them. Look, people died. People died under Ken Ofori-Atta's. There's blood on Ken Ofori-Atta's hands. When you take the bondholders, pensioners, your friend is saying, omusika akoshe investment mu. Now Ken Ofori-Atta, you are determining say me first can when it matures, I'm not going to give it to you now, but I'm going to give you in the year fairness, I'll say in 2037. 2037, some of these people have died. They didn't get their money. Some of them even needed the money to buy medication. Mugabe, they needed the money. A whole former Chief Justice, Sophia Akufu, had to go and sit down there in the sun, protesting, asking for her money, begging for her own money, because then she bought bonds with her money. Because she had faith in the Ghana government. Say, when I invest my money in Ghana government, I am going to get my money when I need it. Ken Ofori-Atta say on Tibida or mamu haircut. Musika mupeno. The people who died, the bondholders who died, blood. Ken Ofori-Atta answer. Ken Ofori-Atta is not innocent. The MP, in fact, you know the funny thing. There are some MPP people who are even happy that he's a wanted man right now. I've seen a few posts. Almost say onunkwa na di ye. Nti onunkwa na di ye dia onunkwa enye he prefers the music. What you say? So even the grassroots of MPP, they felt the hardship under Ken Ofori-Atta's rule as foreign minister. Finance minister. And they are not willing to even support Ken Ofori-Atta for what he did. And they even blame him, say, because of his harsh policies, financial policies. That is why MPP is now in opposition. So they are not even willing. The MPP is not even willing to support him. Ken Ofori-Atta, you are on your own. You better come and answer the questions. And yes, sir, the embarrassment is just, it may be too much for you. Because some people can't handle embarrassment like that. Now, another thing Ken Ofori-Atta the closing down of banks. Who Ken Ofori-Atta who buy Ghanaian banks. Ken Ofori-Atta shut down all Ghanaian banks and they car onunkwani their data bank. That is how wicked Ken Ofori-Atta is. And Nigerian banks, foreign banks, local banks, because they are in bed with the Nigerians. Because social Bedio too is married to a Nigerian. Inti maybe to say Frontier airport for COVID, Frontier company, they were a Nigerian company. So they were in bed with the Nigerians and they were doing business with the Nigerians, and so they shut down Ghanaian local banks, including Hideout Agongo's bank. Wow, very, very sad story. Young man, I decided so he's going to leave a legacy. He's going to, build a bank that Onuko Oniwa, his name will be on it. Say Onuno, founder of this bank. Now, moi shenyamye papa ye now moi jini license, mudi na ko jina court, apanation very well. I show ni pepe. Udi edru so you say because you are no Ofori-Atta, you are too good to be prosecuted. Who the hell do you think you are? Who the unsaka abansika bekao? There's nobody above the law. Nobody is above the law. And see wakata weni na wudi sika. When a new government comes, they would make sure say you are brought to book. And I believe that is why they wanted Bawumia to continue. They didn't want the NDC to come to power because they know, say, when NDC comes to power now, all this rot will be exposed, and that's what we are saying. Can you imagine, say, NDC and power now Bawumia to Aswa? Do you think the rot that has been uncovered by the oral team and by Attorney General's office and by the special look, when MPP was in power, Nanado was in power, the special prosecutor was like a friend say a poodle. He couldn't bite, he couldn't back. Papa ni Juma ufa Cecilia Dapa case no. Even before the special prosecutor started investigating Cecilia Dapa's case no, Nana Nado Abe issue statement say, "Oh Cecilia, Mommy Cici, don't worry. I shall vindicate." A friend is saying, "I shall then vindicate you another. I will clear you." Mommy can is simple.
Hello dear.
Hello dear. I will clear you. Don't worry. Emma, special prosecutor. Omo chichiri nisa egunechi. I love letters. Etroma Mami Cici. What you are saying? And see, when MPP was in power, the special prosecutor was toothless. He was a toothless bulldog. He was just like there walking around, powerless. But now that they are out of power, he knows that this new government is willing to fight corruption, fight stealing, and bring people to book. It's what we say when a new form of fresh breath of life in him. Now he has some.
Say be a wow, betting a man in location. Was America say now?
I did me for us because somebody $10,000 and $100,000 classes. I don't know one can call for no come and show us where he is. I'm over this kind of.
So Attorney General and Special Prosecutor,
Special Prosecutor was like a toothless bulldog under MPP because Okoka na Oyejumani Rie na Nanado Abekle and overrides whatever he has done. And I'm happy say the Special Prosecutor has now found his feet under this new government and he's now about to do his work. He should do it. Whoever has stolen money, whoever has involved or engaged in corruption should be brought to book. It should be brought to book. It doesn't matter where the person is hiding. Bring them down and let them come and face the music. Look, Mugabe, I was very pivotal in campaigning for this government to come to power. And on the grounds, some of the conditions that the people of Ghana gave us and told us they were good, the reason why they said they were going to vote for us was to fight against corruption. And they told us, Mami, mukoi, mu making sure say, nkofona omwewe skano, mubechi omu atum. Until we cannot come to power and what the people expect of us, say ye betting nkofo atumuno, ye. Usha ora ba ye no. Ghanaians were very happy. Say for once a government is coming that is going to fight corruption. So Ghanaians are looking up to us. One of the major things, apart from making sure say the economy is reset and their lives is, things are brought back to normal. No, apart from that part of their lives, Ghanaians are also looking up to us to ensure say monies that were stolen, taxpayers' monies, their monies that were stolen would be retrieved. People that engaged in corruption would be punished. People that engaged in financial loss like the National Cathedral would be punished. Maybe if I was saying La Polyclinic. La Polyclinic si ho. Enye shi. Na mako bubu La Polyclinic egu. Say mubesi fufro. 8 years down the line. La Polyclinic is still in rubbles. The people of La, Teshi and surrounding areas na omoji ayaresa ewo La Polyclinic no. Now one hospital goes down, number of beds for sick people also goes down because this government did not build any hospital. They only demolished hospitals. That's what they did. And for me, Ken Ofori-Atta has a lot to answer. And if Ken Ofori-Atta feels that he's innocent or knows he's innocent, he should stop running and calm down. Shut up. Oh, as for Afenyo, my diagnosing the dada. Afenyo is struggling. He now has like a personality crisis, a position crisis. He is struggling to be relevant because it was under Afenyo that MPP lost from 237 seats, he lost to 88 seats. Inti Afenyo de oya no or the kata neni wosu wafere. Inti he's covering up his shame. So he's trying to be pitch, jumping from one place to the other so that the grassroots will feel that, Afenyo is trying. But Afenyo to me is only covering up his shame because as majority leader, he's not a micro-minority leader. And he can't stand it. He can't stand the fact that he's micro-minority. So they have now turned into the silly minority where... Silly minority where... The micro minority has now turned into silly minority where they are engaging in violence, bad language and stuff on live TV. We show the way omububu tables, omububu microphones. Exactly. Omububu microphones ninyama live on TV now. They were just being silly. So they are now a silly minority because they feel that what they lack in numbers, they can do so with violence and with loud mouth.
And no more day,
and it's say girl bino Fatima too, or what the former information minister. Yes, you also then the majority in parliament is quiet because omunte brofo. Madam, I don't blame you. I blame the majority. If the majority stops apologizing to the silly minority and stand up to them and don't allow the silly minority to bully them, I don't think people like you. I don't think people like you. But sorry, friend is for my information is anything. Fatima too. And I pay you Okotena. One of the TV stations say na in the majority no. Hina na enti brofu madam. Hina na enti. We have lawyers. Haruna Idris Okujeto. Pastor Mamidini bi. Edem Agbana. All the what's the madam, what will say? Look, those men and women in parliament, who, madam, you are not even ready to polish your shoes. Exactly. Yes. This letter, Jari, trade minister, she is a lawyer. My own sister, my beautiful tourism minister, Abla, when Abla writes on her Facebook, she writes poetry. Who can cry? And how dare you, Haji Fatima, whatever they call you, former information minister, coming to say, sorry for my language. It's a phone now, previously, say NDC can read and write, I see where it ended you. You see where NDC can read and write ended you. It ended you in opposition. It ended you in opposition. You are still following that stupidity, that buffoonery. You are still doing it. And saying majority. In conform we omukra PhDs, omukra masters, lawyers, omukra MBAs, omuye juma omuwa parliament. Wakotna TV so say that's why they are quiet. They are quiet because they are decent. They are quiet because they are not silly like your micro minority. They are quiet because shouting will not get the job done. Making sure that they have the numbers and making sure that they read what's brought to them. That is what exactly. Renowned lawyers with long years at the bar. I don't blame her. I blame the majority that has been quiet and allows Afenyo and Bakuno Dompre to be shouting and breaking tables in parliament. I blame her. That's why she can open her buccal cavity or whatever they call it, her mouth wide, 360 degrees wide, and call our majority illiterate or whatever she wants to call them. How dare you, madam? How dare you?
It's another for what in summer air coso. Now I bind John Dramani Mahama, I bind a show a seriousness in operational oil because Sika Akodi a year can finance minister or a can Ofori-Atta says Sika no see it me retrieve risk na Ghana Bakuna nimbe bray baby new mama 24 hours no etima a year juma enti papa no I order to say wa order a year attorney general to file a processes na entimi with the Interpol na omontimi enche papa no bia o hwebia and Interpol nya kurom hanko a ewiase nyina Interpol ne engage omo enti baby bia Ofori-Atta hwebia baby bia ne asset ewo bia ye de nse to so aban de nse to so no invite na say ye to na na say born dia. Therefore, you may retrieve research can and they are best shot on mine more minor to bong the brain. I make out say I Alpha OneTV message. So when you subscribe to Alpha OneTV message, so by subscribing. No like no say no turn on notification bell and say update be a on submit me. I can make out say comment section once you are there. Message so believe you comments maybe I also one macro.